everyone, my name is Chiao, and I'm a Year 1 medical student in University of Malaysia, Sabah. Today, I will be talking about the human nervous system. First and foremost, I will explain about the organization of human nervous system. The nervous system comprises of the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. In the nervous system, there is a brain, and the brain has 4 main lobes. The first one is occipital lobe, which function for vision. Parietal lobe function for touch, taste, temperature. The frontal lobe, which has executive function. And lastly, the temporal lobe, which functions for hearing, memory, and language. Other than the lobes, there is also a cerebellum, which functions for balance and coordination, as well as the brainstem, function for breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. In the peripheral nervous system, it is further divided into 2 parts. The first one is the somatic nervous system, which is the spinal nerves. It has the motor functions of skeletal muscles, voluntary actions, as well as somatic reflexes. And the second part is the autonomic nervous system, which is the ganglia. And this autonomic nervous system is further divided into 3. First, we have the sympathetic nervous system, responsible for fight or flight response, parasympathetic nervous system, for rest and digest, as well as regulate bodily functions such as digestion and urination, and lastly, the enteric nervous system, which facilitate motor, sensory, absorptive, and secretory functions of the GI tract. Now I will explain about the primary functions of the nervous system. The nervous system receives sensory input, which monitor changes occurring both inside and outside of the body. It will then perform integration, which processes and interprets the sensory input. And lastly, it will generate motor output, which is the conduction of signals from the integration center to the effector cells, the muscle cells or gland cells that carry out the body's responses to stimuli. Moving on to the next part, what are the major cells of the nervous system? One of the major cells of the nervous system is the neuron. Neurons are the building blocks of the nervous system. They receive and transmit signals to different parts of the body. This is carried out in both physical and electrical forms. Structure of the neuron includes dendrites, cell body, axon, myelin sheath, and the axon terminals. The next major cell of the nervous system is the glial cells. Glial cells are non-neuronal cells in the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system that do not produce electrical impulses. Glial cells are also known as the glue of the nervous system as well as neuroglia. The neuroglia make up more than 1/2 the volume of neural tissue in our body. They maintain homeostasis, form myelin in the peripheral nervous system, and provide support and protection for neurons in general. In the central nervous system, there are 4 types of glial cells. The first one is the astrocytes, which control levels of neurotransmitter around synapses, regulate ion, and provide metabolic support. The second one is oligodendrocytes, which myelinate central nervous system axons and provide structural framework. The third one is the ependymal cells, which line the spinal cord and involved in producing cerebrospinal fluid. The fourth one is microglia, which is the brain's immune cells. It removes dead cells and pathogens by phagocytosis. In the peripheral nervous system, there are 2 types of glial cells. The first one is the satellite cells, which surround neuron cell in ganglia, as well as regulate neurotransmitter levels. The second one is Schwann cells, which myelinate neurons in peripheral nervous system and involve in maintenance and regeneration of neurons after injury. The next part is about the diseases related to the nervous system. The first disease is the Alzheimer's disease. It is a type of dementia that can affect memory, thinking, and behavior. The causes of this Alzheimer's disease is abnormal buildup of proteins in and around brain cells. Symptoms of this disease include memory loss, difficulty concentrating and thinking, as well as decline in ability to make sensible decisions. Effects of this disease include shrinking of the brain, and eventually death of brain cells. The treatment for Alzheimer's disease is medications such as glantamine, rivastigmine, and donepezil. The next disease related to the nervous system is epilepsy. Epilepsy is a brain disorder that causes recurring, unprovoked seizures in a person. The cause of epilepsy is the abnormal electrical signals produced by damaged brain cells. Symptoms of epilepsy include staring into space, uncontrollable jerking movements, as well as loss of consciousness. Effects of epilepsy include loss of consciousness, falls, and massive muscle contraction. The treatment for epilepsy is the anti-epileptic drugs. Another disease related to the nervous system is the multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disease in which the myelinated axons is attacked in the central nervous system. The cause of multiple sclerosis is the immune cells mistakenly attack the healthy nerve cells. This is due to genetic and environmental factors. Symptoms of multiple sclerosis include numbness on one side of the body, tingling, and lack of coordination, and vertigo. Effects of multiple sclerosis is permanent damage or deterioration of the nerve fibers. And the treatment for multiple sclerosis is the disease-modifying therapies. The last part is about the specialists in neurology, particularly in Malaysia. The specialist in neurology is Dr. Sheila Ong Ai Mei. She specializes in neurology and her subspecialty is internal medicine. And her clinical practice location is at Gleneagles Hospital, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. In summary, the human nervous system comprises of the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. And the main functions of the nervous system is to receive sensory input, performs integration, and generates motor output. Major cells of the nervous system include neurons and the glial cells. And examples of diseases related to nervous tissues are Alzheimer's disease, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis. That is all from me about the human nervous system. Thank you for listening.